So, I'm dyeing my hair. That's why it looks like weird, kind of shiny maybe if you can see it, because it's all covered in hair dye. My roots are really, really bad. So, I have like 10 minutes to make this video. I actually know what I want to talk about, but I'm still kind of like, yeah, about it. Uh, Rather recently, well, no, not really. I okay. So I've never really been completely comfortable with being called a girl in any sense, really. Like, I've often said things like I'm not a girl, or like I remember I was on a camping slash hiking trip with my sister, and I climbed up on this rock, and I was like, I'm the king of the rock, and she was like, don't you mean queen? And I'm like, no, I mean king, because I don't know, I just would rather be a king than a queen. I'd rather. I'm not a girl. I'm not a girl. That's the thing. I'm not. And this is something I've spent a lot of time forcing myself not to question, because questioning sucks when it comes to this. Because I'm not a boy either. I'm not a guy. I'm not a girl or a boy. I'm something else. That something that people don't understand. That people don't even realize is a thing a lot of times. And I didn't I don't want to be. I don't want to feel so dissatisfied with with the whole culture that I'm part of, supposedly. Like, I don't know. I actually think it's fitting that I'm dyeing my hair right now because I wanted to talk about it. I mean, it's. Oh, the sides are getting so long. It's only been this hairstyle for about, I don't know, a month or so now, I think. Uh, I have a mohawk, yeah. And a lot of times I do things without really, not necessarily thinking about them, because I think about them a lot. And I did think about this choice a lot, and it was not necessarily a hard decision to make. It just took a lot of thought. So it's not like I didn't think about it. It's just I didn't question it. I didn't question why I wanted it and what it meant to me, because I think questioning things is healthy and good and right, because you can realize things about yourself that you know but you don't know. Like my sexuality, for example. I figured that out a long time ago, and I've never been exactly shy about it. I mean, it's not something I'm going to be like, hey, by the way, I'm this, but it's clearly not what people think it is. And sometimes I feel a little like annoyed by the fact that it's not as obvious to everyone else as it is to me. But for the most part, it's just whatever. It doesn't really leave me with that dissatisfied feeling that this does. This I'm not a girl or a boy. I don't know what I am really sometimes, because we're not taught words to explain this this feeling that I have. We're not taught that the world isn't black and white. It's a spectrum. we're not taught that because most people don't know that. They're like, I, they don't even realize it's a thing. Like, and that it hurts that every word, it's, I didn't want to think about this. I didn't want to come out to myself because I knew that the dissatisfaction I felt would only grow and grow because I think too much about things like this. I mean, I'm gonna always be called she until I'm in a place where people don't know, and maybe if I binded or something, did something to change my appearance even more, they would call me he or she or whatever. But it's always gonna be one of those two because we don't realize that there's not just two. And I can't express the way I feel outwardly because there's no option for something else. Because no one knows. Well, not no one, but few people know that there's even another thing, another option, something else, something like me. I am other. And now that I realize that, now that I let myself acknowledge that, not because I've always known it, or at least for a really long time, I've just never acknowledged it. It's sometimes lately, it's making me feel less than. Not just other, but less than. Like, I would be better off being either or when I'm neither nor. And that no one's gonna see me the way I am because they don't realize that there's a thing to see there. That if no one had ever seen a rainbow, no one knew a rainbow was a thing that existed, and a person saw a rainbow, what would they think? It's hard. Because it's not easy wanting so badly to talk and to explain and to feel like part of something when you're apart from it, and people won't understand, and you know that, and I know that so many people aren't gonna understand, are gonna resist understanding me. And that's all I want, is someone to understand me. To look at me and not think girl or boy or whatever, and to just think person. I am a person. A person who thinks too much. There's more I want to say, but I'm crying on camera now, which is terrible. I'm just gonna end this now.